Austin here again, third video I'm recording in a row. So I have a subscriber whose name I can't remember off the top of my head, but I will insert her name here in the video. On my last video, it wasn't my last video, but one of my most recent videos, she commented and asked if I could do a video on my most underrated perfumes. She didn't say your most underrated perfumes, but basically I'm calling it my most underrated perfumes, basing it off of what's in my collection. The perfumes in my collection that I feel like don't get as much attention as they deserve, considering how great I think they are. Two of these is because they are hard to find. A third one may be hard to find. Basically, the three of those are celebrity perfumes. And the thing with celebrity perfumes is that celebrities, when they release perfumes, a lot of times, honestly, is purely from a money-making endeavor instead of like a passion for perfume. So they release the perfume, they make their money, and then they move on to the next deal or spokesperson opportunity. And so I think that's why you'll have a celebrity fragrance that's really great and it sells well, but then it becomes hard to find. Anyway, if you're interested in the perfumes in my collection that I consider to be the most underrated perfumes, then please stay tuned. Okay, so let me start off with my latest acquisition. Oh, this was discontinued also. So this is Commodity Perfume by, well, it's the Commodity brand, but this perfume is called Orris. So Commodity recently closed their doors. They just became a discontinued brand. I don't know what happened. I've been reading some articles. Long story short, these bottles that used to be around $129 for a bottle, I think, or 100 and something for a bottle, are now being sold for $60, even $30, or maybe $40, a better explanation. But if you go to your local TJ Maxx, you may end up seeing a Commodity perfume. I picked up Orris, which is based on the Orris note or the iris note. This one is perfume. One, I looked it up on YouTube and on different blogs. I wasn't finding that many videos where people were bragging about this perfume, which is crazy to me because I love this perfume. It is centered around iris, the iris note, but even though it has iris in it, it's not a powdery perfume. Most of the time, your perfumes that are centered around the iris flower are very powdery, like what's one that's powdery in my collection? I think I have a Sylvain de la Court that I've smelled that has iris in it, and it has kind of like a baby powder smell. There are some Chanel perfumes that have iris as a note, and they kind of have like that powdery smell. This one doesn't smell powdery. It smells buttery and smooth and creamy. That's such a theme in most of my perfumes. Most of my perfumes, I'm like, oh, it's so buttery. But I like this because it's iris. I can still smell the iris nature of it, but it's so buttery and creamy and smooth, and it's sweet, but it's not candy sweet. And it's also soft. Like, this is perfect for the office. If you're looking for an office perfume that you like the smell of, and you see Orris by Commodity at TJ Maxx, or if you're able to get it on Sephora, because Sephora is getting rid of their bottles for basically half off, then consider getting it. But if you like a buttery, soapy smell, I forgot to mention that as well. It's very soapy. It pretty much smells like you just took a shower. Like you just took a shower with a really nice, sweet soap. But not sweet as in immature. Not like cherries or something. Who was that? Oh, that was Facebook. But anyway, if you're looking for a perfume that is soapy, clean, sweet, buttery, and smooth, then consider Commodity's Orris. Especially since it's now discontinued and you're basically getting a collector's item. You're getting something that after a while no one else will be able to get. Next thing I want to talk about is Rogue by Rihanna. You know, she just corrected us on the slide. Her name is Rihanna, not Rihanna. But Rogue by Rihanna is a perfume that I love and I don't hear many people talking about. I know why many people don't talk about it though, because this is not what I would consider a blind buy. That's probably the theme of my underrated perfumes. They're probably not blind buys. Rogue by Rihanna, think of Armani C or another perfume that I'm going to mention, Always Red Femme by Elizabeth Arden. Both of those have patchouli and black currant. This one, Rogue by Rihanna, has patchouli, red plum, so not black currant, but basically a dark fruit, and it also has a leather note. So the leather note is probably why not many people talk about this, because that note can throw some people off. But for me, it's a very unique smell without being too cold. I've recently realized that I don't like perfumes that smell cold. Like, I've realized that's what my issue is with Chanel No. 5. It smells cold. I like perfumes that smell warm. Even in the summertime, I just like warm fragrances. If it's not warm, then I go for cooling, you know, like Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana. That one doesn't smell cold, it smells cooling. Like it gives you the sensation or feeling that you're being cooled off in the summertime. This one has more of that cooling vibe. It smells cooling. But it also smells a bit heavy, so it does confuse me. Like, I'm like, should I wear it in the summer? Should I wear it in the winter? I don't know. I just wear it when I feel daring enough to wear it. I don't wear it every day. It's not an easy reach, but I will not let this go from my collection because I love this perfume. So if you're looking for something that's reminiscent of Armani C, but a bit more masculine, honestly, this is a bit more masculine or unisex and unique, then consider Rogue by Rihanna. Other thing about Rogue by Rihanna that I have to throw in is that it has vanilla. And for me, on my skin, the vanilla comes in right at the end. It is in the base notes, so that's not surprising. But that's what the other thing I love about this. When I first wear it, it has that dark, fruity, leathery smell. And then right at the end, it's just pure vanilla. It's like vanilla in skin, and I love vanilla in skin. Some people may be annoyed by the fact that the composition pretty much dies down to vanilla at the end, but I love it. It just makes it such a nice transition throughout the day. I love that that perfume transitions nicely. Okay, so the next perfume I have, another discontinued perfume, but you may be able to find it at Ross, Dress for Less, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls. That's where I got my bottle, and I think they still have some that they're getting rid of in those stores. So this is Dianoche Passion by Daisy Fuentes. It is a duo, basically. You have, this one is the, I think, the night version, and the one on top is the day version. I've used up quite a bit of the top one because I wear them together, and you don't get as much of the top one as you do of the bottom one, which is kind of annoying. But I guess they wanted to keep a certain aesthetic as far as the bottle shape, but it would have been nice to get equal parts since this was marketed as a layering combo, like you're supposed to layer them together. So here's the thing with Dianoche Passion by Daisy Fuentes. This perfume smells a bit sexual, which is why I don't wear it a lot. This has like a very grown woman, I'm coming to get you type of smell. It has some floweriness to it and some fruitiness, and it's definitely warm, but it smells like, okay, bear with me, this is gonna get a little graphic, I guess, but I'll try to keep it clean. So this smells like a sensual woman who had just taken a shower. She put on her nice lotions and oils, and then she was waiting to meet her man, and she got rather excited at the thought of meeting her man, or she just got finished meeting her man and they engaged in some activity. So that might be a smell you're not comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with it most of the time. Every once in a while, I just kind of like ignore my I guess, fears. And I'm like, I'm just gonna wear it anyway. Nobody's gonna notice. I don't think anybody will. But every once in a while, I'm just like, gonna bite the bullet and wear this anyway, even though it pretty much, from what I've said, smells like you just, anyway, that's what it smells like. It smells like you just did that, but you smell good at the same time. Because that's, I'm sorry. I know that that visual, some people can be like, it smells like that. It smells like that from a woman who smells good. Like, she drinks plenty of water. She eats her pineapples and her fruits. She eats clean, whole foods. Like, she's probably vegan and she doesn't even eat onions. Like, this description is getting out of hand. But it smells like that from a very clean woman who is well taken care of. Like, she takes care of herself. She eats well. She eats properly. And she exercises. And she just smells great, even during and after that. Okay. So the next one is also by Daisy Fuentes. This one is less polarizing, less hard for me to describe or deal with. But this is Dianoche Ocean. This one, as the name implies, has quite a aquatic smell to it, but it still has a fruity floral smell as well. It is a fruity floral aquatic perfume. It smells like an expensive vacation. It smells like you're not going, like you're not on a cruise. You're not on a cruise surrounded by a whole bunch of other people. You are on a yacht in Ibiza or the Mediterranean, and you're eating fresh, ripe fruit, and you have flowers. You actually are rich enough to have flowers on your yacht. That's what this smells like. It smells like an expensive, not tropical, but expensive vacation on the water. Like you're, I don't know why I'm being so difficult today. It smells like an expensive luxury vacation, basically. Again, it's a 2-in-1. I do have to say also for the both of these, they last all day, but I do quite a few sprays when I wear this. I think 2 sprays of the bottom and 1 spray of the top, because I'm trying to keep from running out of the top half before I run out of the bottom half. If I do end up with just the bottom half, it smells nice on its own. It doesn't last as long. It lasts about 4 hours, maybe 6. But when I layer them together, it lasts like 8, 9, 10 hours. Like, it lasts a long time. Projects well. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this. The time that I've worn Dianoche Passion, I did get a compliment. This does yield compliments, but not really from women. It yields compliments from guys, and it yields kind of like those, hey, what are you wearing type of compliments. So that's the other reason I don't wear it as much, because the times I've worn it, it seems to trigger something in the fellas. But the next one, moving on from that uncomfortable situation, is Always Red Femme by Elizabeth Arden. I don't see a lot of people talking about this one, and it smells so good. It smells so good. It's actually quite similar to Rogue by Rihanna, which I already said, but this one has black currant, and it also has a leather note, and it has patchouli as well. They are actually very similar, except that the dark fruit in here is plum and the dark fruit in here is black currant. The other thing is that this one is smoother than the Rogue by Rihanna. This one is very velvety and smooth. Like, it's not creamy, it's not buttery, it's smooth. Like, think of Armani C, but smoother. And what's crazy is that this is an eau de toilette, and it lasts all day. It projects well. It gets me compliments. It takes over the room. The times I've worn this, people have walked into the room and not even been near me and been like, oh my goodness, what is that smell? It smells so good in here. And then they get closer and they're like, oh my goodness, what are you wearing? That smells so good. I get compliments from men. I get compliments from women. So this one's not polarizing. When it comes to perfumes that men compliment and women don't compliment, I basically feel like those are the perfumes that kind of give off like a pheromone vibe. Like, it gives off a I'm coming to take your man vibe. So that's the reason women aren't really into it. Like, it triggers competitiveness in other women. I think that Dianoche passion can like make some women hate you. Like, it triggers competitiveness. Like it triggers like, are you trying to take my man type of vibe. But on the flip, it triggers in men, oh, you trying to take me, you can have me, you can have me. But Elizabeth Always Red triggers like a, you smell good, I kind of want to just be near you. And that's from men and women. Like, it smells good in a way that doesn't make you smell like a vixen, basically. But if you're naturally a vixen, you're gonna probably give off that vibe anyway. And last but not least is M by Mariah Carey. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one, but it's so good. Who was I watching that did mention it? I think it's Amy, A-M-I. I can't remember her whole YouTube name, but she mentioned this. But this one, to me, think of Prada Candy. Think of the fact that Prada Candy for a lot of people doesn't last that long, and it doesn't really project that well. Like, you have to overspray like crazy to get some lasting power from Prada Candy, at least for me. So think of Prada Candy and the fact that it's pretty simple, first of all, because it's pretty much just caramel, musk, and benzoin from what I remember. So think of the fact that Prada Candy is simple, doesn't project well, doesn't last that long. This is what Prada Candy would be if they made it have more complexity, bigger projection, and bigger lasting power. I've read some reviews where people don't like it because it is very sweet. So if you don't like sweet, you won't like this. This has white flowers in it. I think the tiara flower. It has marshmallow. But basically it has more complexity. It does remind me of Prada Candy, but it's basically like Prada Candy with some other stuff added to it. So if you're wanting something that's like Prada Candy but has more complexity and lasts longer, then if you see M by Mariah Carey, you need to snatch it up. I don't see this a lot in like traditional stores, but I definitely see it a lot in Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross Dress for Less. So those are my my 6 most underrated perfumes. I'm going to title this video top 5 because I'm going to think of Dianoche Perfumes by Daisy Fuentes as kind of like a set or whatever. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me when I was having my moment with Dianoche passion. I'm not really used to talking that way or talking about stuff that way, but thank you for bearing with me and making it to the end. If you enjoyed this video, then feel free to subscribe to my channel and to hit the like button. If you aren't no, that's not what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say, if you have requests, if you have specific requests, then let me know and I will definitely try to accommodate your requests. Bye.